For the past 128 days, I've only eaten meat. I've also had some avocados, some coconuts, and honey, but really, apart from those three items, it's just been meat. The reasons for having the avocado is because at the time, I didn't know if I was going to be constipated, and the amount of times I went to the toilet was reducing because I'm used to having fiber in my system. So when the fiber was taken out, I noticed myself not being constipated, but going to the toilet less. Also, I wasn't sure if I was nutrient deficient. So I know that avocados have a lot of magnesium and vitamin K, as well as coconuts, and they're both keto friendly. So I used avocados and coconuts and honey as the three items whenever I was unsure about just sticking completely on meat and whether I was going to have vitamin deficiencies. But apart from that, I've just had meat for the past 100 days, 128 days. And I'm sure you can see I look better, I feel better. I'm so grateful for this new life. The last video I made when I was in here in this sauna, about 100 to 70 days ago, I hadn't slept the previous night. Most nights back then I couldn't sleep. Basically, I'd be lucky to have 1 or 2 hours sleep because the insatiable itch, the uncontrollable pain just would continue all through the night and would be relentless. It would just not stop. In fact, what I used to do was I used to take all these Phenergan tablets. I didn't want to take sleeping pills, but Phenergan makes you drowsy, so I'd take the pill and I'd rely on it to get to sleep. Eventually it stopped working after a while. I ended up taking 3 pills a night just to get to sleep. And the result from that was my feet just swelled and it caused edema. It was hard to walk, it was painful, my kidneys were malfunctioning because of the constant medication. So I eventually stopped that because, yes, it was nice to sleep, but it was resulting in these adverse reactions. So I'd rather just work out, just try my best to sleep. If I can't sleep, I used to get up in the middle of the night and just work out, because if I was frustrated and I took my anger out on exercise. It's not just the meat, it's the exercise. I've got a humidifier in my room. It's cold water therapy. Maybe 3 times a week, I'm going into the ocean. Even if it's winter, even if it's 11 degrees, 8 degrees, I dive into the ocean because, as Paul Saladino says, shout out to him, I love his book, The Carnival Code. It's so inspiring and mind-blowing. But yeah, as he says, it activates the NRF2 pathways in your body. He talks about vegetables and how vegetables really activate that NRF2 pathway but have so much negative adverse effects related to it. So if you can avoid that and get the same benefits from using a sauna and cold water therapy, why wouldn't you just do that? So that's what I've been doing for the past 100 days. Yes, I'm eating meat, plus I'm having saunas, cold water therapy, exercise, and stress reduction. Right now I'm in an exam period, so sometimes the eczema tends to come back. The eczema's returned slightly. That's because I've been experimenting with diet. Recently, I wanted to try reintroducing some new foods, like fish. I tried fish the other day, and that's the result. See? Just by eating fish. Now, I'm aware, as soon as you cut food out, when you reintroduce foods, it actually can inflame you more than you otherwise would be because your microbiome's not used to it. So that could also be the case. But I also think Paul Saladino doesn't eat fish.
Sadly, most fish is highly contaminated with heavy metals like cadmium, mercury, arsenic, lead,
because of the high metal content in the fish. So I think it was a wrong decision of me to have this fish. I'm not going to have it for a while again, for at least a year. Yes, it's part of the carnivore diet, but it just triggers me too much. I have been eating other fruit, like as I said, avocado, coconut, occasionally bananas, but and they're much more friendly for me. Like I can feel a tiny reaction, but it literally lasts only about an hour, and it's survivable. It doesn't last the whole night like eating fish or months like I was before, because it's hard to fathom on this side of healing, of this side of wellness, but really it was 3 years of constant, chronic, debilitating, just terrible pain. And it feels good to be on this side, free and happy.